Prior to the 20th century, ordinary citizens had limited means available to vocalize their perceptions on political issues. Politics and publishing alike were dominated by white landowning males. While white aristocratic women were known to hold political speeches at community events, the majority of the concerns of minority groups went largely ignored. The integration of media outlets with political discourse has historically expanded the ability for interest groups to express their issues, concerns, and needs. When Samuel Morse contributed to the invention of the single-wire telegraph, he proclaimed his machine with the ability to make one neighborhood out of the whole country. By the time radios and televisions had infiltrated American homes, citizens were supplied with a steady stream of information on national and global affairs. These broadcast mediums provided the public with a unique opportunity to call in and debate, accentuating the pressures of public opinion on political actors. In the decades that followed, digital technologies would further extend citizen participation in political discourse. Now, as we pave our way into this millennium, equipped with digital devices in our back pockets, we are presented with an extraordinary opportunity to mold political discourse around citizen influences through online amateur publishing. A prime example of civilian influence on political actions through online publishing are the events that surrounded the resignation of the former Mississippi Senator and Senate Minority Leader Trent Lott. In December of 2002, Lott attended the 100th birthday celebration for Strom Thurmond. Thurmond was a former Mississippi senator who ran for president in 1948 on a pro-segregationist platform. Thurmond received a 2.4% popularity vote and suffered a landslide loss. During his birthday celebration, Trent Lott delivered the infamous toast to Thurmond that would eventually cause him to lose his seat as Senate Minority Speaker.
When Strom Thurmond ran for president, we voted for him. And if the rest of the country had followed our lead, we wouldn't have had all these problems over all these years.
Despite the abundance of journalists at the event, there was little evidence the next day of Lott's remark in print, broadcast, or either media outlets' digital branches. It was viewers at home who had caught the remark while watching C-SPAN's broadcast that ignited an online assault by both conservative and liberal web bloggers against the racial implications of Lott's comment. And the 2 weeks that followed, the web blogging had created enough momentum to break through mainstream media. Lott was condemned by print media journalists, on-air broadcasters, and even by then-current President George Bush, who sharply rebuked Lott's comments. By December 20, 2002, Lott formally resigned from his Senate Republican leader position. Many communication theorists and sociologists credit citizen bloggers with Lott's resignation, applauding web bloggers with their ability to create a national consensus among the public and media, which ultimately caused political action. Which brings to light an intriguing question. Can web blogging expand citizen roles in democracy? Harvard law professor and author of Free Culture, Lawrence Lessig, brings to light an interesting notion about democracy, stating that democracy has never just been about elections. Democracy means rule by the people, but rule means something more than mere elections. In our tradition, it also means control through reasoned discourse. Weblogging is this millennia's newest version of discourse. It is what allows us to talk to individuals who are separated by space and time from us, or to comment on the latest actions of politicians. The question is not so much can we use weblogging democratically, but will we? The major concerns regarding amateur publishing revolve around credibility. However, bloggers are subject to the scrutiny of peer review, and larger blog websites often staff a professional editor, which together limit the amount of biased or untrue facts disseminated to the public. Many theorists point out a multitude of aspects of amateur publishing that are beneficial to society. Such as the diversity of opinions, the ability to discuss subject matter that goes largely ignored by mainstream media, and the group cohesiveness that is created online. Most importantly, amateur publishing allows civilians to report on topics that have a direct influence on their lives. Nowadays, it is easy to decipher the political ideologies of most mainstream media outlets. It is well known that Fox is Republican and that CNN is Democratic. which means that journalists are going to report a story in a similar tone as the outlet they are employed by, creating a professional bias which trickles into the consciousness of its audience. In addition, most media outlets are predominantly funded through advertisements. This translates into a publisher or producer's decision to run a story, cut a story, edit a story based on the needs and wants of the person signing their paycheck, and consequently ignoring the importance of that story to the general population. If there is one thing to fear from media, it is their willingness to appease advertisers at the expense of the very people they sought to protect. The actions of the webloggers involved in the lot resignation symbolize a great shift in the reporting world: citizen journalism. Through online publishing, everyday Americans report on the stories that directly affect them and their larger communities. Civilian reporting aided, if not blatantly caused, the resignation of one senator. Could that same power be used to influence policymaking, the platforms of political candidates, or decisions regarding the economic market? As Lessig states, as more and more citizens express what they think and defend it in writing, they will change the way people understand public issues.